Chicago taking on Dallas, 9:05 puck drop, 21-22 on the rotation. Dallas, a -130 home favorite, total of 6. Short turnaround mini revenge for Chicago, lost in overtime at home to the Dallas Stars the other night. But the big news is Corey Crawford, all of a sudden out for the Chicago Blackhawks for at least the next 3 games. We'll see how long it's going to be. But definitely it means it's Anton Forsberg time for the Chicago Blackhawks in net for this game, and at least for a few more games for the Chicago Blackhawks. And taking on a Dallas team that I said it going into that game, it's a team that's starting to find their form, starting to, they're getting offensive contributions right now from a variety of different sources. They're buying into the defensive concepts. They're playing a little bit better at that end of the ice for the most part as of late under Ken Hitchcock, and you figured they'd have to, because Ken Hitchcock's one of those guys who's absolutely going to lose it on you as a player if you're not going to buy in at the defensive end of the ice. And Dallas is starting to play a little bit better defensive hockey in recent games, and is a big part of why they're starting to string a little bit of a streak here together. So I know it's a revenge spot for Chicago, but I'm not interested in that side. Like I say, I like the upward trending movement that we're seeing with the Dallas Stars in terms of their overall game right now. I'd still lean to the Stars, even though it's Chicago looking to avenge that loss the other night. And Alex B. Smith, when he mentioned he wanted to talk about this game, which of course you would expect that, he's a Hawks fan, he's going to want to talk Chicago. He also mentioned he's a little upset. He's got a little fire in his belly about this Chicago Blackhawks team right now, and he's going to express those feelings to us right now here on the show. Alex, get it off your chest. It's rant time, baby.
Yeah, I like being right. Obviously, that's what that's our job, to get things right about the teams that we follow and so forth. And I've gotten things pretty right as far as this Hawks team this season. I said that the trade of getting rid of Panarin and bringing back Brandon Saad wasn't the best move, because the chemistry between Artemi Panarin and Patrick Kane was probably as good as we've seen from any two players in quite a long time. Saad has been decent, but not, it's hindered Kane's production for at least the early part of the year. Kane's been picking up now, finally on a line with Alex DeBrincat, who's been absolutely electric. He's really the only offensive star right now for this Hawks team. But I also said that letting Scott Darling go, which was inevitable, he needed to be a starter somewhere. Carolina picked him up. That worked out fine. But I did not like the Anton Forsberg move at all. I didn't like the move of getting Jean-Francois Berube, who's been a fringe AHL guy. I didn't think he would be a solid number 3 guy. And now look at what's happened. I said this on Twitter. You can go back and look at it. I said, if Corey Crawford goes down, the Hawks are in deep shit. And that's exactly what's happening right now. They're playing poorly. They've got a tough stretch. This will be the 4th and tomorrow night 5th game in the last 7 days. And now they're stuck with 2, mid-range goaltenders. Their offense is not working. They've been taking a lot of dumb penalties. You look back at the Nashville game. Patrick Kane had a really cheap shot. And that was going back actually in the Anaheim game as well. He got fined $5,000. You had Duncan Keith taking dumb penalties. You got the core guys of this franchise playing frustrated hockey, and that's not good at all. So everything's just going haywire right now for the Hawks, and this is a stretch where they need to be playing some decent hockey. So right now, I'm not looking at the Hawks anytime soon, backing them with any of my money. And also make a point now, they're going to be back home tomorrow night against the rested LA team. We've seen this Hawks team look like crap on Sundays at home for a long time. So I'd be looking at Dallas here tonight, and I'm definitely going to be looking at LA tomorrow.
Yeah, how about the red hot LA Kings? I mean, they're playing a red hot LA Kings team right now going into that game tomorrow night. Look at LA on this road trip, boy. Now, the Detroit win didn't really do much for me. The Washington win sure did, and so did last night without Jonathan Quick, and the way they beat down St. Louis on the road, real impressive. And they're scoring goals all of a sudden. They've got some offense now, the Kings, and that's all they need, a little bit of offense, and they can show that they can be a pretty decent hockey team. Some of these defensemen stepping up. That's not going to be an easy game for Chicago here by any stretch of the imagination. So this is a big one now tonight against this Dallas Stars team, but they're playing pretty good hockey. I mean, can we stop talking about Patrick Sharp too like he's a big deal? I mean, at this point in time, I mean, what are you talking about here? 3 goals and 4 assists here. There's still people saying Patrick Sharp, big time to get him back for the Blackhawks. Stop. I mean, come on. I mean, his best production was years ago. Come on. 3 goals and 4 assists so far this season for Patrick Sharp. That's no good whatsoever. At least with Saad, you got 13 points so far. So at least he's doing a little bit since they got him back. It's DeBrincat's been the big star. This is a guy that's only 19 years old, DeBrincat, and he's got 19 points, 11 goals, 8 assists. Fantastic numbers for Chicago. He's been the catalyst. Kane's going a little bit now. That certainly helps, but their defensive game's still a little bit of a concern. And Dana in the chat mentioned the red hot Radek Faksa here for the Dallas Stars. Radek Faksa is just on fire here. 4 goals in the last 2 games. He had a hat trick against Vegas, another goal the other night. This guy's just rolling right now. You get a guy like that going to go along with the likes of, Seguin and Ben. We know Sagan's been tremendous again offensively, but boy, I mean, that all of a sudden makes the Dallas Stars a little bit more potent, a little more lethal. They've got some depth scoring too. We know there's Drew Shore on this team is capable of scoring goals as well for the Dallas Stars. So they've got a little depth of offense to them right now, and yeah, I mean, the price is not terrible here on Dallas. Minus 130 here at home. It's and if you're betting blindly revenge situations in the NHL, it's not something you want to hang your hat on long term. I mean, you still got to handicap these games game to game. Revenge doesn't mean anything to me. I like the form of Dallas. I think Chicago's a much worse team without Corey Crawford in there. Give me Dallas here. That's the only side I'd look at in that game.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.